Okay, this is a pretty fair sized spall of Oregon dacite. They call this stuff black butter, and this is really nice rock. It's totally opaque and no translucency at all. It's really nice and flakes with a high degree of predictability. Pretty much flawless material. A little bit of a band going through there. This piece is just under 12 inches, about 11.5 inches long. Let's see what we can do with it here. Going to be using a number of different billets. Let me see if I can land over here. Yeah. I've got some boppers here. I might use those at the start just to kind of thin this thing down a little bit. Various sizes. I use this for the finishing. I've got a hippo tooth. Just made this here the other day, and I've only been using this for several days now, and it's really a nice billet. I believe it's harder than moose, and it seems to really knock the flakes off real nice. This was made from the root part of the tooth, or the tusk, and it had a little hole in there, and I had to make a little conical piece out of some of the spare part of the ivory and jam that down in there. And this is whittled down to fit inside of the cavity, the root cavity. It's a good solid bond, and this one here weighs just about 12 ounces, 11.6 ounces. And this one is about 18.6. Alright, we're going to get started on this thing here. Let's see if this thing is centered. Okay. Typically what I'll do is kind of study the piece a little bit, see where I need to remove some mass. I can see right here there's kind of a high area here. I got to be sort of careful because it'd be easy to overshoot that thing and knock the whole end off. I'm just going to go for kind of a short flake here. I don't want to risk overshooting that. What I need to do is get some ridges going from over in here. So I'll try it over here. That's more what I had in mind. Seems a little risky to try, and this edge of that is too steep of an angle to really. There's a good chance if I drive a flake off in there, it's going to hinge in there. So what I like to do is get some of this mass off in here, and then drive one back. So what I'll do is create a platform here and drive it up in this direction. Got plenty of width to be able to get away with that. Okay. Now we'll get one over in here. A little bit of a step in there. Come back over. A lot of times I'll just keep going back and forth. I can probably get it from over in here. That step probably goes well into here, so it should release pretty easy. I think what I'll do before that, I'll just work my way in that direction. We'll build a platform here and get rid of this whole thick basal area right here. Try and always keep the ends a little bit thinner than the central area in here, so you prevent in shock, especially on a larger piece like this. This is getting into the size range where you can start having a lot of trouble with in shock if the guy's not careful. So we've got a pretty good area here for the flake to run. Hopefully it'll run right across there. Okay. Might be able to get one in there. It's kind of a weak platform. If it doesn't go, I can catch it from over here, but I'm going to go with it. It just looks pretty inviting there. Those flakes coming off are really nice for making smaller bifaces, smaller points. Now, this area here will be really easy to get. It's not going to be a problem. I don't need to drive really long flakes into that area. Really got to be careful of all these little flakes on here. These flakes are bigger than on a smaller biface, and it's easy to put your hand on there and get yourself cut up pretty bad. So I'm going to drop down in size a little bit here. Give this a try. That's the wrong angle. Really steep angle platform like that, it's a lot harder to do it with organic percussor like antler or ivory. But with a bopper you can easily get in there and correct that really right angled edge that we have right in here. So I'm going to do that probably with this smaller bopper right here. I couldn't have done that with antler or ivory. With a hammerstone, yes, for sure. I can do it with a hammerstone, no problem. We got kind of a nice platform right in here. I'm not going to try and drive a very long flake off in here because otherwise we're going to end up with a curved blade. But just to get rid of this stuff in here is kind of funky. This cortex here on this, it will absorb the blow. You got to be careful. You can see how the flakes expand out. There's no ridges to follow on a big flat area like that, but you know, it did what I wanted it to do. So okay, we'll create a platform here now and try and remove some of this mass. I should have set that up for the ivory. I braided it too much. I'm probably going to have to use a larger billet here. A couple little flakes to kind of isolate it. It's kind of risky here. I'm going to try and drive it so that it goes past that.